everybody, it's Adam. Wonder who he'll interview.
Well, hello once again, everybody. I am so excited to be back in the closet with another Instagram Live where I do all of my interviews. So today, I am so excited to talk to Kristos Andrews, who is an 11-time Emmy Award winner. He is known for playing Pete Garrett and Adam Kenway on the multi-Emmy Award winning series The Bay. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Adam Rothenberg, and for the past 14 years, I have been cooking up the secret sauce to a memorable interview. With over 1,500 interviews under my belt, I have been serving this recipe over and over again. So without further ado, I am so excited to welcome Kristos Andrews to Instagram Live. Hi, Kristos.
Hey, Adam. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Everybody is so excited that you are here. So we have a lot to talk about on the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in season 7. The whole season is available on Tubi.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I just want to say there has to be a season 8 because the cliffhanger that happened at the end of the season, oh my gosh, I was not expecting it to end that way.
Yeah, no, that's, well, it's good to hear that you're anticipating the next season. There is, yes, a season 8, and we shall see what happens.
Well, I am excited to find out because I am on the edge of my seat. I said to my boyfriend right before I started watching the season finale, and I don't want to give too much away, but I just said, do you think Pete's going to rescue Vivian?
Well, I sure hope so. I
hope
sure hope so.
I hope so too. Well, let's get into some of these questions.
So. Mm-hmm.
So currently on the Bay, you are playing a dual role. You're playing Pete Garrett, which you've been playing for all 7 seasons. And then in season 6, you started playing Adam Kenway. So you play twins.
Yeah, that's right.
So what is it like to play twins? What is the filming of both roles like?
It's definitely a workout as an actor, that's for sure. Switching gears like that psychologically, it's such a workout, and oftentimes through filming it'll be switching gears on the spot with a little time, and we're filming a lot, so definitely it was definitely like I had to build my ability to flip that switch, and dang, it was a trip. But I enjoyed playing both roles. They have such opposite perspectives, these characters, so it kind of helped strengthen my sense of neutrality a little bit to have one extreme and another. So yeah, it was trippy. And then the accent on top of it with Adam, that was, I mean, I'm grateful I have English family that it kind of comes naturally, but still, I think the mindset shift was the hardest thing of all, just to kind of step into Adam's shoes after being in Pete's for so long. And then going back to Pete and back and forth, and they both have deep loathing for one another. It's trippy. Definitely a workout as an actor.
And such a difference, like you mentioned, in personality. I mean, Adam is just, there's so many evil things to Adam, and then and so in one scene, you know, you're like being so evil and you know, kidnapping people and several people, not just one, but several people, and you know, trying to hurt Pete and going after the whole Garrett family. And then in the next scene, you're Pete and you're, you know, so concerned about everybody and trying to rescue everybody. It's like, I love seeing the dynamic. Have you ever had, while you were filming, did you have any mishaps? Like, were you supposed to be like filming Pete's scenes and all of a sudden you started doing Adam, or vice versa?
Thankfully that didn't happen, but you'd imagine maybe that would. I'm really thankful that didn't happen though, because I embed myself enough that it couldn't possibly accidentally slip to another character. It's definitely like when I'm in on Adam or on Pete, but the process had already, you know, secured itself prior to the scene. So, but I do like that question. That would be so funny. That would be so funny. Yeah.
And how did you prepare for each role, because they are so different? How did you mentally prepare? Do you have any warm-ups that you had to do?
Um, I guess getting into the accent is one thing, and then uh, it's sort of, I have my own little secret process kind of thing. It's like um, to imagine the world they're in and to all the time that's led up to now, and how they feel about each person, and then how they feel about themselves, what they want, and how they're going to approach however the scene is or who it's with, how the approach is going to go down. And I kind of just meditate on all that for a little, as long as I have, and then yeah, and then I'm in, hopefully, but thankfully it's been pretty smooth.
And how long did you have? You mentioned that you meditate on it for a little bit. I mean, what was the time frame that you had between switching characters for filming?
Um, it varied, all kinds of variation, but sometimes it would have to be in the same filming day, and I'd have, in between setups, basically. So sometimes it was just a very short pocket amount of time, but I'm thankful that often it would be more like I at least have a day or something. But sometimes it's it's been right on the spot, like 20 minutes or something. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. You have so many fans here. KM Grave 72 loves the show. We
Thank
had
you.
earlier, let's see, Paul dot
Thanks,
five
Pete.
Richard said he's the best.
Thanks,
So
Paul.
many people are loving you.
Awesome. It's much appreciated.
So one other question in regards to the filming. Aside from meditation, do you have any other pre-filming rituals that you do to get ready for a day of production?
Um, I mean, getting the lines off the paper, but that's usually leading up, not day of, but I just, I like to, I guess when I get my sides, I suppose I will imagine what is the next thing he might say. So I try to guess my own next line, and then if it's close, then okay, cool, all right. Like, oftentimes you can absorb the mindset and how the character would approach enough that you can kind of almost predict what they would say, and it's nice. It's a fun little game I play with myself and with my line running partner. But I'll try to guess it, and it'll actually be accurate a good amount of time. So it's kind of a good. It reaffirms that I'm in the right, mind space. And then, of course, I learned the lines fully. But it's nice to try to start just like that without even knowing them. That's a little fun time I have with warming up, kind of thing.
Oh, that does sound fun. And how long would you say it takes you to memorize your lines?
Um, it's gotten better at it over the years. So I guess, I mean, if I go through this, there's been times I'll go through the scene once or twice, and then I'll roughly know the lines.
Wow.
Yeah, but then I'll just keep going and tweaking it to verbatim or whatever is necessary. But yeah, it's like that.
That's incredible. That's incredible. What do you feel has been the wildest storyline you've had for Pete so far out of all 7 seasons?
Probably this one. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. His wife's kidnapped. He just had a baby like on the side of the road, and he wakes up and his wife's just kidnapped, gone, missing. Mm-hmm. He has to get the baby to the hospital before everything else goes, south, and then he has to go get his wife. It's crazy. It's very. I mean, there's a lot of anger there. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of desperation to, figure it out, and a lot of hope, like that. God willing, there's hope that she's okay. Gotta find her though. So he's super charged. It's I don't think I don't think he's been. I mean, I don't think he's been in this state yet. He's more of a wreck now than ever,
Yeah.
but he's also more on a mission than ever.
Yeah. And do you have a big sense of hope? Like, because you mentioned, how he has a lot of hope that his wife is okay, that his baby survives, of course, that his mom survives. Do you have a lot of that in yourself that you bring to the character?
Yeah, yeah, I've had some real life experience that I kind of tap into with my own mom. It'd be really sweet if she, was here with us, but God bless her. But I do think about her often in my work, which is it's pretty it's pretty instant, raw emotion kind of. Um, Long time yearning with raw emotion at once, um, and like a deeper sense to life itself, and it's a it's a very big feeling when I think about my mom. I love
Mm,
her so much.
yeah, I could tell
Thank you.
there was a lot of emotion in that.
Thank you. Yeah,
When
appreciate it.
oh, no problem. When you're filming, so there's several scenes that take place outside of Bay City. So the show is taking place, like with season 7, a lot of the scenes take place in Puerto Rico. In season 6, it was in Turks and Caicos. So do you really travel to those countries to film?
Hmm.
And then how does the dynamic change when you're filming there?
Uh, um, yeah, we totally go there on location. Turks and Caicos was a great time. Puerto Rico, great time. Belgium, great time. It's cool because you get a load of their culture at the same time by naturally because you're there. You're physically in a whole different environment, different culture, different location, different way of life and thinking and everything. And it's really nice to know you're doing this as a job. It's part of your job, and you're doing what you love, but you're also gaining more experience with different cultural aspects and everything. It's great. I mean, as far as filming, it could be a little harder if you don't have everything at hand, and you don't, your home isn't like nearby somewhere close, like you're remote, hopefully you got everything you need. And oftentimes the crew will be a little slimmer basically as far as how many, so some people are double dutying, and you kind of have to pick up the pieces yourself and do that too. But it's all worth it. It's a great time traveling. Lots of things come together overseas. It's really cool. And the feeling of excitement they have versus just doing it, in Los Angeles, which is more commonplace. They get excited overseas and everywhere else, very excited that filming is going on. So it's a very warm welcome feeling as well. So
Oh, that's
it's a nice,
nice.
great. Mm-hmm. Not that it's not warm welcome here. It's been amazing so far everywhere we film, and I'm just grateful for that.
Do you feel like you bond more, because since you said it's a scaled back crew, do you feel like you bond more with the people that you get to travel with when you go overseas or outside of the country to travel?
Thanks, Samantha. I look forward to meeting you soon too.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, I just felt like I should respond to that. Sorry, Adam. What was the last
oh
question?
no, that's okay.
My bad.
Since no worries, no worries. It's hard to keep up with all the fan comments too,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I was started to read them, and yeah,
yeah. Anne Reed Lovett is watching from Alabama.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
man.
was asking, when you go outside of the country to film, you mentioned that it's a scaled back crew. So do
Hmm.
you feel like you bond more, or there's more a sense of community in filming with everybody there, and when you come back, there's a different kind of dynamic because you've had this experience?
Yeah, you definitely bond more. I'd say, like my cast members and I, we become like family. We support each other more. So when you feel like you're out on a mission together, you're doing what you love, but you're on a mission together, on a journey together. Uh, you tend to earn more depth in one another and more support, and naturally, you become more like family. So I do appreciate that aspect to it very much.
That's amazing.
Same with the
And I will
crew. Yeah, sorry, I meant
Yeah.
them too. It's like the crew is amazing. We all become family. There's not like a line that divides between cast and crew. It's everyone's family.
That's so nice. It sounds like a great set that you get to work on.
Thank you. Yeah, it sure is.
And I will agree with Samantha's comment that the Bay is awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it, you guys. Thank you.
And I just want to let everybody know, because there's a lot of people that have just joined. So I just want to let everybody know that you are watching Instagram Live with 11-time Emmy Award winner Kristos Andrews, who stars on The Bay, which you can watch currently in season 7. You can watch on Tubi. You can actually watch all 7 seasons on Tubi. So if you need to catch up, if you want to rewatch, log on to Tubi on your smart TV and start tuning in, because it is such a fun show. I love, it's like, to me, it's like watching an old-fashioned soap opera. It is so much fun. I love soap operas, and I just love all the adventures that are happening on the show.
Thanks, Adam.
You're
I
welcome.
love adventures too. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I have a few general acting questions for you.
Cool.
The first one is, where is your favorite place to rehearse on your own when you're not on set?
I'm good in any room as long as it's private, and it's not, and I have the ability to focus. I mean, of course, at home here, I love to just, I like to be, it's actually nice to be near, nature, if I can help it. Or just out in the open breeze where you kind of feel a little more soulful, something like that kind of comes into the work as you're kind of, getting into it. It's nice to be in an environment that feels the opposite of like stuffy, I guess, but with privacy at the same time. So yeah, you can get all the ugly part out the way or whatever, until you find that groove that you're, all right, I'm ready to do this in front of everyone now or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Anne said, when will season 8 start streaming? And we are eagerly awaiting for them to start production. We hope there's going to be season 8. We're eagerly awaiting.
Yes, there shall be. It's great. Season 8 is happening, and I'm excited for you all to see it. It's really cool. It was a great time filming, and there's some exciting stuff that's going to happen. You'll see.
Oh my God, it's like the best news. This is the best way to start my weekend, knowing that season 8 is coming.
Awesome. Okay, good. Well, yeah, that's for sure then. I appreciate you feeling good. I feel good about it too.
Good.
Hi, Jody.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I love Jody. I got to see her in Mamma Mia in Connecticut a few years ago. Oh my
That's cool. Awesome.
gosh, she was amazing.
Wow. Yeah, everyone from all over. That's awesome.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys.
Oh, Anne said can't wait, and Herc says thank God.
Mm-hmm.
So exciting.
Cool.
When you're in production and you have other responsibilities outside of filming, like regular life activities, how do you prioritize what you have to do? Like, do you have any kind of system in place that you use to prioritize your responsibilities?
I mean, I send myself to-do lists a lot, and some people knock to-do lists like they don't get done or something. It just depends on you. I'll just put it in priority, and then I'll schedule things, and I'll have a schedule as well. And but I don't do it. I don't write it on paper or on the wall. I just have it in my phone as like a email draft most of the time, or notes draft. But it keeps me on top of things, because we all have the moment where we're like, I know there's so much to do, but what is it that I need to do? And you just open it up and I'll get all these things. Okay, let me just start right here with this priority here. And it's always something. I don't even remember a time that there wasn't a lot to do. I guess I'll look forward to that at some point.
And do you put like a certain amount of things to do per day? Like for instance, like I have a system in place that I'm in this entrepreneur community, and we have this system called sticky note time, where we put certain responsibilities on a sticky note, and it's divided into a time. Like, I'll do it today, I'll do it this week. Do you have a certain number that you put per day, or do you have the one running list and then you just keep crossing off as you start going?
Usually just the one list, but if I do need to 100% do one thing, like, I guess I'll just send myself a text, literally, as a reminder. Like, it's just there, and hopefully I check it, check my text.
I love it.
Stuff like that. I agree with her, Karuchi. Tell them to give Vivian back to Pete. Yes, I agree. They need to give Vivian back to Pete.
Yes, 100%.
But not till Adam's done, though.
Oh my God.
My inner conflict is kicking in.
Yes, and we have to wait till season 8 to find out even more stuff happening. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it gets intense.
How do you decompress after filming?
I guess I just, well, music is good. I like, I'll play all the, I guess, 528, 432 hertz, like solfeggio stuff, kind of just to chill out and whatever. And then swimming, I guess. I'll just like swim, helps kind of release everything, and I just swimming around. I enjoy that.
Do you ever pretend? I love swimming, and I always pretend like I'm Aquaman swimming underwater.
That's awesome. That's epic, though. That's cool.
Oh my God. Ever since I was a little kid, I grew up watching Super Friends, the cartoon, and I loved Aquaman, and swimming around. I would always pretend to like be Aquaman as I'm like swimming through the water, and I'd be like calling my animal friends to come help me or something.
Damn, that's I love that. I love imagining. I'm imagining it now. What an illustration. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Anne just asked a great question. If you can answer it, what's it like to work with Mary Beth Evans? She loves her on the Bay and on Days of Our Lives.
She's very cool, very kind, and she's lovely to work with. She's like another mother to me. She plays my mother, and it's been a long time now. I think it's going on like 12 years, 13 years even. But yeah, she's been like family to me forever, and she's really nice and supportive when we have our intimate sort of, well, like heartfelt sort of scenes, and it's nice to feel safe in her company. Yeah, that's how I feel.
That is so nice. I love her on the show. She's so good.
Yeah, I agree. She does an amazing job. She's a awesome person, awesome scene partner, awesome to have as part of the family.
Yes. And I know Gregory's watching, so I just want to say, if there's a way to write my friend Terry Ivins back in, I love Terry. She was actually the reason that I started watching The Bay, when that's how I found out that the show was coming on, because I used to watch her on All My Children. So I love her so much.
Yeah, I love her too, and her role as Orchid. She's so in it and committed, and she makes it really fun. It's impressive. It's really cool, and she's really cool in person too. Just to like hang with and be friends with, and like she's like, she hasn't appeared on the show lately, but she'll always be family. And I hope there's more like room on the drawing board for her soon to come. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah.
Yes, she is. One other question I have about when you're filming is, how do you keep your energy up or make sure you get enough sleep so you can be, well rested and prepared?
Banana and peanut butter. Like, those are solid forms of energy. Like, or green tea, coffee, whatever. Those things will just keep me going. Sometimes I get to that point where I'm like, yeah, I know I haven't slept, but I just have to like get through this, and I'm gonna just have energy, and I'll sleep afterwards, whatever. A lot of times, yeah, the sleep won't be as full as I'd like. Yeah, especially with the prepping and everything, I want to make sure I'm fully prepared going into set. And so, yeah, I'll put sleep, like it just kind of falls down the priority list a little bit. It's not like I'm
Yes.
not sleeping, but it's less priority. The work is full priority. I'm just in that mode when we're in. That's it.
I hear you. I hear you. Yes, my sleep certainly dwindles down as other things become more on
Yeah.
the list to
You
do.
gotta make sure
Yes.
you get it though, because it's part of being, fully present is to get enough sleep. So you kind of find a balance.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Because on the days that I don't get enough sleep, I'm like, forget it. I'm not at my best.
Yeah, I've gone through that enough. We both, I'm sure, to enough times to realize, okay, this can't fall too far down this priority list. I do need a certain amount of sleep because that will propel me through the work that I need to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Just a few last questions. We're going to go into some life question categories. What is something that you would tell young Kristos that you have learned along your journey?
I like that question.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I guess I would say just uh, have patience. Yeah, just nothing's a fast, quick journey. It's a long haul, and just to keep moving, um, and not worry about how fast. I'd say so much as just forming good habits, being patient, forming good habits. Building everything each day, but not in a way where you just don't be attached to the outcome so much. Just do. This is like kind of how I feel like I think. I do my best not to be super attached to an outcome, but just to enjoy the work at hand and to enjoy the moments at hand, and have good habits that naturally build a future. But you're not thinking too hard or thinking more than once about it as you're doing it. It's just kind of good habits happening naturally for future building. But you're patient. You're in the moment as much as you can be, and the anxiety kind of falls off, and you can just kind of trust life. And as long as you're doing your best, and you're doing your best, that is enough.
That is great advice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I feel young Christos would benefit a lot from knowing that.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that's what I would say to myself now if I was in the future again. So maybe I'll hold that to myself. Who knows?
Yes. Sometimes we need to rehear things,
Yeah.
as we get older too.
Yes, it's great to reaffirm what's best, basically.
Yes. Yes. Now, I read online, I'm gonna fully admit this. I read this on your IMDb page. So, I read that you're a direct descendant of Marilyn Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you talk a little bit about that because that totally fascinated me.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really honored to be a descendant of Marilyn. She's very inspiring and obviously a legend, and so it's really cool. Yeah, it was basically confirmed through the DNA research that my dad was doing, and he just kind of called me excited one day and let me know, and as well as Celeste, my sister, and stuff, and we're like, oh, that's super cool. That's amazing. Yeah, I it's just like it's a cool fact, basically. Just really cool fact. She's a legend, and very honored to share some DNA with her.
I mean, that's incredible. Whenever I send someone a video birthday greeting, I always try to sing happy birthday like Marilyn Monroe sang it, like they parodied on like Saturday Night Live and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she is, I mean, truly, like you said, a legend and an icon.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have two questions to round things out. One came up in the chat here, if you're able to answer it. Tina asked, if you weren't an actor, what other career would you choose?
Yeah, I like that question. That's cool. I mean, man, I might have just stuck to what I was doing before, maybe, but I don't know. At the same time, I was doing extreme sports. I was doing skateboarding. Man, I mean, maybe surfing I would be doing. I would fall on water instead of concrete and stuff.
Maybe
Like,
the impact would be a little less
yeah,
on water.
yeah. And I, as life goes, I do appreciate that whole like natural sort of soulfulness that comes with surfing, being with the elements out in the ocean and connecting with, you know, the ocean, Mother Earth kind of feeling. And it's nice that that's what's interwoven with it naturally. So I think I would, surfing probably would have grown on me by now if I hadn't been acting, or maybe who knows what I might just, I don't know.
I mean, you
Maybe.
had quite a skateboarding career. Not many, I don't know how many people know this, but I mean, you were a gold medalist. You'll have to help me out a little bit. You were a gold medalist with skateboarding,
Yeah.
and you're in the
Yeah.
Guinness Book of World Records as well.
That's right. Very grateful for that. Just being in the right place at the right time, I feel like I attribute that to.
I mean, that's incredible.
Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome. Well, I know we have to get going, so I will end with this last question, which is how I like to end most of my interviews, is what is something that we didn't get to talk about that you would like everyone to know about yourself?
That I'm bad at that question, which I apologize for. What do I want people to know? I don't know. There's a lot that I could share that isn't coming to mind. I might need help. Is there anything you wanted to know, like a surprise question that, or I don't know.
Wow. I always love it when it gets turned back around, because then I'm like, oh my God, now I'm scrambling for what to ask. Exactly.
Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries. I guess, what would you say in regards to maybe I did have a question about your skateboarding that I didn't get to ask. Yeah. So you're in the Guinness Book of World Records. It was for like a certain number of kicks.
Yeah.
How do you like discover that you do that? How do you know like that you want to strive to get in? Did you strive to get into the Guinness Book of World Records? Like, how do you even know that you have that talent?
Oh yeah. Well, basically, I was never pro. I am basically, I guess, amateur, sort of, whatever, like competing. I was just basically competing, and but at the X Games, I didn't strive for the Guinness Book. That was just it was just kind of a random surprise. So yeah, that's a very valid question. I didn't like reach out, or my team didn't reach out or anything like planned. They just had their center at the X Games at the Home Depot Center the same year that I happened to be competing there, and they welcomed the competitors to try to break these two records they chose to offer. And I was just really fortunate to have the to manage to get those two records. That was for some reason they chose specifically two records: most kickflips in under a minute without falling. You just have to land all of them and do it under a minute, most kickflips, and then longest stationary manual, and you're just kind of chilling on two wheels. So the kick, and they gave you a few tries, and that was it. And on the last try is where I got it. I didn't even get halfway the first try, and then on the last for kickflips, it was just like magic. I don't know. It just kept. Once you break the record, the pressure's off, and then you just keep going, and I kept going. You know, and it's still there today, like that record I have. So definitely, oh my God, grateful for that.
That's incredible. That's incredible. And my friend James is here. He has a sports show, a sports podcast that he interviews a lot of people. So cool. Yeah, he's amazing. And I think that's so incredible. So I know we have to wrap things up. So I just want to thank you so much for your time today. I feel so honored that I got the chance to speak with you and interview you. And we want to make sure everybody knows
Likewise.
that, thank you. We want to make sure everybody knows that you can watch all 7 seasons of The Bay on Tubi. And don't forget, if you're not already following The Bay, the series, on Instagram and all the social media platforms, make sure you are doing that because they post a lot of great content. And Kristos, you can follow as well on Instagram at Kristos, and Twitter and Facebook as well, all the social media platforms. So we cannot wait for season 8. If you have not watched season 7 yet, get yourself on Tubi tonight and start watching. And if you have not watched any of the series, definitely get on Tubi and start watching the series because it is so much fun. I love it. And I'm just so grateful for you, Kristos.
Likewise, Adam. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me, man.
You're very welcome. Have a wonderful weekend. And Gregory, I know you're out there watching. Thank you so much for everything as well. I'm grateful to you for the amazing show that you created and everything that you have done to support me. I am eternally grateful. So thank you. And everybody watching today.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the good vibes.
Yes. And the great questions and all the enthusiasm.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Awesome.
Well, have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Thanks. You
All
have a
right.
wonderful weekend, too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
All right, bye, everybody.
He'll get the dirt and the scoop and the story, for he happens to be in the know. Just ask anybody who's Adam. Adam lives for the business of show. Call me Adam.com.